Me and Bobby Heenan, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk and we're gonna lay out the groundwork for a show that's never been done before. This is Outside Interference. This is a pro wrestling talk show. This man is the greatest of all time. And get ready for a wild ride, because here we come. Outside Interference. So when you guys were the Sheepherders, I mean, a very hardcore, rugged team for its time. I mean, you guys bled pretty much on every continent.
Well, mate, we were sort of hardcore before hardcore became a name brand. In the 70s, we were doing fire matches, barbed wire cage matches, four-way chain matches, coal miner glove matches, all these kind of matches which no one knows about. Bill Watts has got a library with barbed wire cage matches and that, but of course Vince bought the library, but they're not been shown yet, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. Coming from that style of wrestling and being probably respected and bleeding as much as you guys did, and being hardcore before hardcore was hardcore, when you were pitched the Bushwacker idea, did you feel that was a knock on you at all? Or did
No. Paul Orndorff's there, and all those young kids, they didn't even know who Paul Orndorff or that. They don't even tell them the history. Why they're there today. That's the funny. I'm not saying because of me, but that first group, Roddy Piper, Randy, Hulk, Paul Orndorff, and Orton Senior. Well, not Senior.
Junior.
Bob Orton Jr. Yeah, they were the backbone. These kids today don't know that why Vince gave them the car, but someone had to drive the car.
Right.
It's a business which a lot of people still don't know. When I'm working around the indie circuit, these people, every show they think it's their WrestleMania, and the kids, you know, they won't even go out. The music's played. They haven't been in the town before. That's not my music. I get behind them and push them out. You know, they say it's a whole.
What do you think the misconnection is from one generation to the next? Like the WWE product, is pretty weak nowadays.
Well, now Dusty quoted this in the 80s, about 86, around the big table, Crockett's table in Charlotte, North Carolina. He said that this is going to be becoming a TV business, right? Pay-per-views and TV. How Dusty.
Right. But don't you think it would be fair as a businessman running a company? I mean, if you're running a company, any company, you want to keep the troops happy, not just the captains.
Yeah, but we were making good money.
Right.
We weren't making millions of dollars, but you know, you're going from making $20 a match on the Indies to making a couple $100,000 a year, and you're on TV every week on one of the most popular shows on TV.
Well,
so Raven, I will say this: Raven helped develop the character, because he was instrumental in me stealing it from a guy from Canada that he showed me a tape of that wasn't doing this guy's name was Dr. Johnny Fever.
Right.
Okay, and he was doing a very poor version of a disco gimmick. And he'd done it, and I don't think he was doing it anymore. And Raven showed me a tape of this, and I was like, all right, we could do that. I don't know, there's very unclear who actually came up with the name, the Disco Inferno, though. I think I did.
Right.
Okay, but it was Raven's idea for the vibe is different.
Right.
It's like it's kind of like we got kids on there, you know, talking about their matches, and we all talk about, you know, the quality. I just think it's like I've never thought that. Here's the thing: the quality of work is what's being sold today. How good of a work you are. But I'll profess that a 5-star match has never drawn a dime, because never in the history of business has anybody ever paid when the match is over.
Agreed.
We pay before the matches start. We have the money. It's like it doesn't care really how good the matches are if you drew a big house.
Right.
A good match is an antidote to a good draw, but the talking, the angles.
This McMahon does everything first class. I went everywhere. I flew everywhere in first class. Sometimes it required private jets, and. I flashed the cash. I would go into restaurants and, I picked my spots, obviously, and I would, I'd just get up and announce myself, tell everybody who I was, and hey, it's your lucky day. The $1 Million Man's picking up the tab. Virgil, go pick up the checks.
Right.
He'd go around the room, he'd pick up the checks. I'd put down the $100 bills, and I'd take the receipt back to the boss and get more money. I wore the belt for like 3 weeks. I was introduced in the towns, you know.
Sure.
The WWF
You defended
World
it in
Heavyweight Champion.
Philadelphia,
That's
I
right.
believe. The Spectrum.
And of course, you know, was it Jack Tunney? You know, he said, you know, you can't do that. That's the whole thing. You know, WrestleMania 4 was all about declaring. They said you can't have the belt because you didn't actually win the belt. I purchased the belt. They couldn't give it back to Andre because Andre wasn't going to. He said, I'm not going to take the belt. I sold it to DiBiase. They couldn't give it back to Hogan because Hogan lost the belt.
Right.
So what do? That was WrestleMania 4. And then I got screwed out of it again.
Your Hall of Fame induction. The Hall of Fame finally recognized the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. What kind of honor was that?
Well, you know, realistically, when you're put in the Hall of Fame, you are being recognized by your peers, and in reality, that's something very, very special. And a lot of the guys, when I look at a lot of the guys that went into the Hall of Fame before me, and guys that have gone in since me, it is an honor to be in that number.
Sure.
So it is a very humbling experience.